I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and
from Yokohama, Japan, this is Eric Jones. Welcome to EJ's Voicecast, my journey to becoming a professional voiceover artist. I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you listen to many, many more. Thank you. Well, I listened to the PodMatch podcast, and it was pretty cool. It was interesting. I went ahead and submitted, information. Nothing personal information or anything like that. But I got a reply from podmatch.com's Alex Sanfilippo after listening to a portion of the webinar. I'm sure I talked about that in my last post. And it's pretty interesting. The email started out with congratulations on my success with the Japanese version of my podcast. He mentioned that I posted more episodes than most podcasters ever do. So I'm up to around 64. That includes the Japanese version and English version of the podcast. He asked what one of my favorite ones happened to be, and of course, kind of hard to pick your favorite one. And I told him, I said, well, kind of hard to pick. It's a little difficult. Then I got curious. I went in and actually found one, season 2, episode 13. So I sent him the link and actually sent him the internal link. So I wound up having to resend that link again. So he'll probably listen to it when he gets a chance. Maybe he gives me some good feedback, something I can use to help me get a little bit better. He then stated that he created a quiz called PodScore, the PodScore quiz, and he provided a link. I took it, and the outcome said I'm in the 22 percentile of podcasters. It classified me as a balanced broadcaster. The information in there said you excel in the area of self-care and understand the importance of time away from the microphone. One of the big things is don't burn yourself out. Do your podcast. Take a break. You don't have to go crazy and do 15 podcasts in one day to meet a goal. I have never been about that. I've been about doing this in a relaxed way so I don't fry myself and I stay engaged and happy. So, yes, PodMatch is a business, and the function of a business is to make money. And yes, I am a potential client. The return information also covered areas of podcasting that I'm doing well in. Clarity and purpose was 65%, self-care 75%, but areas where I need work, self-discipline was 15%, connection with listeners 14%. I haven't begun the process of trying to monetize this, and that's down the road a ways, I guess. But eventually I'll probably get around to doing that. I don't know how yet. So I'm going to have to figure that portion out. But getting feedback from listeners, hint, hint, would, help me figure some things out. And also engage. That's one of the big things they put out is engage with your listening audience directly. Emails, DMs, whatever you're going to do. So far, I haven't got a reply back. I did set up fan mail. Hopefully that's working. We shall see. Fan mail is something that was created by Buzzsprout, who is my hosting company. And it's supposed to appear on my podcast with a link. You click on it and you're able to enter in, your feedback, which will help me improve. So where to from here? The quiz asked a lot of questions. It took like 20 minutes, and it got me thinking about small changes I can make. For instance, I could actually put in a description of what the episode is about when uploading it to Buzzsprout. Imagine that. There's that big block that says description that I skip every time I upload. It's like, I'll get to it one day. Well, yeah, I guess that's going to have to be now. So that way, someone can look at the description and figure out if they really want to listen to the podcast. If it works for them, if it speaks to them, however you wish to put that. Also, it'll make it easier to find a particular podcast on a particular subject later on. Should somebody share like, oh, you need to listen to this one. I got an email with 4-page PDF custom report designed for me to start analyzing my lowest score and work from there to improve myself and my podcasting abilities. So that's what I did. I jumped in and started looking at it. It's free. Didn't charge me a dime. After I finished the quiz and read the pod score, I jumped on it. So some interesting tidbits in there that are helpful and make me think of where I'm going with this. There are motivational items to keep you on track, different ways to think about how to stay on track, and how to, I guess, view your podcast, what it's for. One of the things they point out is your avatar. I probably spoke about this earlier. So maybe I'll rethink my avatar. One guy described his avatar as he's a very distinct person, a very real sounding person. And he says, this person doesn't exist. He named him AJ, Avatar Joe. But it basically kept him focused on where he's going with his podcast. A very distinct person with personality. They had a job, certain things they were doing. And yeah, I can see where that could work. So basically, my avatar would be someone who is interested in voiceover work, possibly wants to do it, but is just interested in it. My goal is to hopefully impart to them the things that I've gone through so that they can kind of make decisions on where they want to go. Do they want to pursue it? I did start out, no coaching, just jumped into it, read a few things. It was fun. It is fun. It's interesting. You learn some things about yourself. But if you're doing this as a side gig, you have time. If you're doing this as your main driver to earn money, you might want to rethink that and actually start off by finding a community, finding coaching, leaning into the community to help you along. They'll do the same thing basically that I'm doing. They'll tell you about the good things, the bad things, what to stay away from, what to watch out for. There are scammers out there. If you go on any of the sites like voices.com or Fiverr, those sites will tell you, do not engage with anyone outside of the platform. So one of the things that scammers will do is they'll hit you up on the site and then they'll try and get you off site to join WhatsApp or any of the other apps out there and engage with you on that. And then the next thing you know, you're being strung along. They're saying, oh, well, in order for you to submit this, we need this much money from you. Yeah, not cool. So my goal is to hopefully help someone steer clear of that. One of the things my coach told me when I first engaged with her is make sure that you're compatible with your coach. Your coach is actually helpful, not just tearing you down and, basically yelling at you. That's not a coach. That's just someone taking your cash. Your coach should be giving you positive feedback, letting you know where you're not going right, letting you know when you're making progress. Coaches can be expensive. I can tell you on ourvoices.com, ourvoicesondemand.com, they have different courses. They have some group ones and you have one-on-one coaching. So, of course, the group ones are of a lower price. Everybody gets in there. You get more than 4 or 5 people in there. You kind of go around the room. They usually run about 2 hours, an hour, 2 hours. You'll get your chance to speak and get some feedback. Plus, you get feedback from other people besides just your coach, because people hear different things. So having gone through that, my current goals to start with today are put a description in the description for each episode. So going forward, I promise I will take care of that. I'm going to start off small and then grow. So that about finishes this episode. Thank you for listening. And please keep listening. As always, feedback and subscriptions are always welcome. Highly encouraged. The link is at the bottom of the show notes, in case you're looking at those posted, the transcripts. If you have advice or suggestions, please share. Thank you for joining me on EJ's Voicecast. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Let's go. Hey. Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name. Oh, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, oh. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be?